In the meantime, a new battle ahead for Obamacare over the birth control mandate. Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor blocking it for a charity group staffed by nuns who say the mandate violates their principles. The White House claiming the nuns and other religious groups are exempted. Not everyone apparently agrees with that. Stephen Hayes, senior writer, Weekly Standard, and a Fox News contributor. Happy New Year to you, Stephen, and
morning, Bill.
Good morning.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, you say the injunction is not a surprise by Sotomayor. Did she step in based on her belief, or to be careful with the law right now?
Well, I think it's probably more the latter. She declined to step in when Hobby Lobby, a for-profit corporation, made a similar request last year, but she decided to do so in this case. I think this is a very sympathetic group, obviously, working for a nonprofit, helping elderly in nursing homes around the country. This was something that I think was easy, and there is a precedent for this. There have been other injunctions filed or other relief given to nonprofits around the country.
Okay, now the point for this group of Catholic nuns is that if you make us provide birth control, not only does it violate our religious beliefs, but if we do not do it and adhere to the law, we will suffer fines that will cause us to go bankrupt.
Right. And the administration, remember, back in the spring proposed what they call the compromise, which would have allowed these nonprofit groups to sort of certify that they weren't actually providing this contraceptive and abortifacient coverage, but then the insurance companies would be doing so on their behalf. And the argument that you hear from those representing this group and others is that's not good enough, because in effect what we would be doing is signing off and facilitating the coverage of these kinds of contraceptives and abortifacients for our employees.
Stephen, just back up a little bit. Why did the administration think it was necessary to include this contraception mandate in the health care bill to begin with?
Well, I think we've heard from the president pretty consistently that he believes that the government should be in the business of covering all of women's health, and that is to include birth control, other contraceptives, and these abortifacients, and I think if they had their way, abortions themselves. This is the argument that the president has made. He made it during the argument about the passage of the Affordable Care Act, and he's made it pretty consistently ever since.
We had a statement from the White House. On the screen now, we defer to the Department of Justice on litigation matters, but remain confident that our final rules strike the balance of providing women with free contraceptive coverage while preventing nonprofit religious employers with religious objections, such as the case is here, to contraceptive coverage for having to contract, arrange, pay, or refer for such coverage. All right, read through that as you like, lawyers across the country. You expect this to go to the Supreme Court, right?
Surely we're going to hear these things discussed and debated in the context of the Hobby Lobby case, which is a little bit different because it's a for-profit enterprise. But these issues will be resolved in one way or the other. I think the administration has a very difficult case to make that this is not a violation of the Religious Freedom Restoration Act.
Okay, now there is another case in Oklahoma that you think also will be featured prominently. Does that have a better chance, or does this case that we're currently discussing?
Well, I think both of them actually have a pretty good chance. I think the implications of the case from Oklahoma are much more far-reaching because they deal with the ability of the federal government to provide subsidies in states where the states have decided not to operate a state exchange. And the law is pretty clear about that. I think the administration really faces an uphill battle in sort of overcoming the law, the language that they themselves decided to put in the law in the first place. And that could have a broader impact on Obamacare as a law. I mean, I think if that doesn't go the way the administration would like, it could really sort of pull the guts out of the middle of Obamacare. This is a side issue that wouldn't have that effect, but I think the administration has a pretty tough case.
Okay, and you have the Hobby Lobby case out there, too, that will be heard, I think, in March, and probably get a ruling on that in June, so we'll watch that. But overall, Stephen, do any of these challenges on contraception, do they have the potential to derail Obamacare?
I don't think they have the potential to derail Obamacare. I think they have the potential to make it much more difficult to implement. Once you have so many exceptions, exemptions after exemptions after exemptions, it becomes an inconsistent law and makes it harder to follow.
Stephen, thank you. And again, Happy New Year to you. All right, Stephen Hayes. We'll see you later tonight. Special report. I'm sure you will be there.
Thanks.